Hello and welcome to day one of drawing heads. Last time we had our base for our heads, and so today we are going to try and draw a head. Now, there's a lot of perspectives you can draw heads. You can draw them with their face in the front. You can draw them with their face to the side. You can do the 3D-ish kind of make it look it style. Do 3/4, do the 4/3, do the inverse 1/2. But um, but we're just going to focus, at least for this week, on the straightforward, and maybe we'll do some side, but we're primarily going to stay on the straightforward. And that's because you need to gain some confidence before you move on. So today, I think we're going to draw two heads. Our first one is going to be try to make them square jawed. So I don't know what that means. How did you draw that structurally? But I assume it means giving him a square jaw. So box on the bottom, on the side, and then just make him kind of generally blocky. And that'll be our head. And then next, let's give him a triangle nose that looks kind of weird. And actually, odd shapes like this are actually really hard for me to make. It hurts me physically. Not physically, it hurts me mentally to make shapes that don't have lines, that are just scratches often. But we're going to try and give him a blocky nose and an irregular nose to kind of emphasize his jawline. I don't know if this is doing it, but strange nose. And then let's give him blocky eyes too. So we're going to kind of do that. And then we're going to outstretch his eyebrows and put his eyeballs in the sockets. And then just kind of complete it. We're going to give him square irises. Now this guy, he's not going to be happy. So we're also just going to go straight line with kind of a frown at the end. And we will make him bald. No, we won't, because we want to get some hair in there somehow. We will make him be like this. Just kind of like that. Now this is probably how you don't want to draw hair. Find your own methods, but this is how I draw it at the moment. So that's decent. I mean, he does look angry. That nose definitely does add to his square jawline, as does the frown, as for some reason the stereotype for people who have high jawlines is that they are serious, don't take kind jokes. It's like the same thing with people with broad shoulders. You know, you see someone with broad shoulders holding themselves up confidently, it's just kind of like, dang, I don't like that guy. He has life figured out. I wish I had life figured out. So there you go. Here's our first figure. And I'm not going to give him a name. His name's Charles, but I'm not going to give him a name. So down here, let's try and do something different. Let's try a light bulb shape. So hopefully everyone knows what a light bulb looks like. So let's try this where the screw is. And then let's try and get that head. Come back, and that's not really even. It's like what I said at the beginning. I can't do symmetry in circles or in curves. If I do, I like archive it and put it in a special binder just so I can look at. So that's more of a light bulb head, maybe a little bit too much square. So let's bring this down some. Now this guy, this is something. Let's make him look proper. So let's start with a small mouth. Let's start with a long, not hooked, but just slightly curved nose. And then let's try, instead of doing the insides of the eyes, let's try doing that with the outsides and giving him kind of a curve, which apparently makes him look like he's full, that he's done with life. Now that right there just makes him look retarded. So let's change that. Let's make his pupils be right here. We're not going to give him eyeballs, we're just going to give him pupils. He looks kind of like he'd be a butler. So let us give him also butler hair. Just nice and clean. Not very many wisps. Kind of balding. Oh, and don't forget the ears. Those don't really look like butler ears, but that's what I'm drawing. Plus the little ear canals right here. And there. There is our second man. Now, I'm not going to name him, but his name is Sven. And I've already forgotten the name of the first guy. Is it Steven? Let's pretend it was Steven. So Steven and Sven. Even though I haven't named them. So, here we go. Day 1 of drawing faces. I'm actually very impressed. I mean, yeah. Well, that is day 1 of drawing faces. So, pull out your notebooks, draw a couple faces, and do that for a week.